Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our stream for today, where we are going to be talking about some very cool tower lists. How we doing, everybody? Good to see all of you. And honestly, the tower meta is kind of friggin' wild right now. There's a couple of tech pieces that are being taken as a result of certain shifts in the meta that people are anticipating. Whether they work out or not is entirely up for debate, but we are going to have some active results as we are currently seeing the World Championship of Warhammer happening right now, this weekend. So we're going to be reviewing a little bit of that. We're going to be reviewing some of the Tau stuff. As I always like to, I want to start by saying a massive thank you to my patrons and my YouTube supporters. If you would like to join them, there are links in the description to either Patreon or YouTube membership. $5 tier or higher gets you into the Discord. And the higher tiers get you coaching with me as well as a bunch of other stuff. So check them out. But without any ado, let's get into some of the lists. Now, I have stolen this spreadsheet from our beautiful Commander PureTide, who had it linked in one of his videos where he was talking about it. And there are a few people that are on Tau right now. Now, it also has all of the other lists, and if there's anything that people are interested in from like a meta perspective, we can look at that as well. Howdy from the UK. What juicy things we're talking about? We are talking about World Championship of Warhammer predominantly, but also where Tower is going to be in the meta. Skull Rush, good to see you. Holy Grail, how you doing? Masu, Permalost, how you doing, everybody? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so let's look at our breakdown of lists, because this is a really important thing for us to notice. There are two major detachments that are happening in the meta right now, and that is kauyon and that is retaliation cadre. Now, when the book first came out, we were very much like and you know what, I'm going to keep some background music going for us. Give me 2 seconds. Because, you know, background music is nice, but I'm not going to have it blaring in your ears. Let's see how that goes. Just for a nice bit of mood music. And yeah, so after the book came out, everybody wanted to play Montcar. Everybody wasn't sure about retaliation cadre, and it's a really interesting concept for us to look at the progression of things over time, because they're like Pathfinders we weren't using earlier in the edition, and then now you see them in every single list. There are certain things that will happen in the meta that aren't even related to us, that we then start taking different things to answer questions of. And that is something we are going to see a ton of. Now, don't be fooled by Brandon. Croup party, not actually a croup party, unfortunately. But we're looking at kauyon. And actually, I wonder if I need to make this a little bit bigger and scroll in a little bit on. You know what? I think I know what we're going to do. We are going to zoom in my window. Big brain plays here. So that all of you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so Brandon Valley running kauyon, Commander Shadow Sun, Commander in Cold Star. Pete. All right, so Commander Shadow Sun, interesting tech choice. She can be good if you're taking a number of things that I think we're going to see in the rest of the list, which is a bunch of stuff that can stay stationary around her or just within that 6-inch bubble and be able to benefit from the reroll ones. Another big part of it is that you've got somebody that, you know, you're spending CP for coordinate to engage within range of her. You can potentially get it back. And the other thing is that having a lone op that can continue your screening web, your 9 inches everywhere for making sure that people can't deep strike around you, having a lone op to be able to do places that don't have cover to hide behind can be really amazing for that. And that's how I've tended to use her. You also can't go past her high energy fusion blasters, which are two special melter guns that actually can contribute to like cracking open a particularly nasty target. Maleceptors, vehicles, you know, anything that like you're not expecting to just straight up one bang with like a hammerhead, you can use her to additionally get some wounds off that and potentially drop it. Then we've got a Cold Star with a Cyclic, Burst Cannons, High Up or Burst Cannon exemplar of the Kauyon, 2 guesses as to what unit he's going to go with, and Dark Strider. Now, Dark Strider is someone who has made his way into a lot of my lists. I think there are people getting ready for the 3-inch Deep Strike that's starting to infiltrate the meta quite a bit. Obviously, the Aquilans had their ability FAQ'd for this, where they can't rapid ingress 3 inches, which is a very, very healthy change. But having said that, 3-inch Deep Strike is still very much a thing. So being able to deny that out with his 12-inch bubble, as well as opening up the ability to play into the classic Grundy maneuver. Oh, thank you, my love. That ability gives your Pathfinders a net of safety, gives you a little bit of movement play. It helps one of your Devilfish get out of your deployment zone. It is a very, very strong piece of tech that you could potentially do. Now, just because my little boy jumped up onto the desk next to me, have a look at the shirt Chell did for me for Christmas. This is just a little aside, But look at my little boy. He's got antlers on. It's my little boy with antlers for a Christmas shirt. I love it so much. It's not on the store yet, but it might be. Jay, show us dog, are we right for the greater good? All right. Well, you saw this dog, and now we got a little man who wants my lunch, but let's just... Come here, little boy. Perform for all the people. Perform for all the people. All right. He's a little bit sketty because he wants my lunch. Excuse me. Miss you. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you, my little man. Thank you. There you go. Down you go. All right. No riots. So we've pleasured the greater good. That sounded weird. Nope. So back to this. A double breacher team. This is something that I've been running in one of my personal lists. I struggle to leave home without them in Kauyon. They are just such massive value. Double Devilfish. It's likely you'll have Dark Strider in one and then a breacher team just walking, which is absolutely fine. You do that a lot. And he obviously didn't have the points to put it in here. He took Shadow Sun instead of 2 Fireblades, which, you know, is a choice. I might have landed on the 2 Fireblades, but, you know, then again, I'm not getting invited to the World Championship of Warhammer, so what do I know? But if you've got the redeploy, the solid image projection unit, then you likely have a breacher team walking anyway. And the reason for that, for anybody who doesn't know, you can use the redeploy if your Fireblade is on the board or in reserves, but you can never do it when he's in a transport. Because at the moment that you need to select him, he is in a transport, and anybody in a transport cannot be selected for rules for whatever reason, except, and this is Astra Militarum that have this, a specific rule that states that they can be targeted even while in a transport. So then we got the star size with burst cannons. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Now this one was really, really cool. The double Krutox riders making it in there. These guys for 40 points, being able to just stand on a backfield, continue that screening web, and this is something that a lot of people don't think about. Everybody loves to jam the big value stuff with a lot of damage and everything else, but they don't think about the stuff that you send out early to try and bait out your opponent's units to try and take objectives off you. And this is the role we see like Pathfinders doing, we see Crew Carnivores, we see Piranhas. You want to lose cheap stuff early, but have a presence on the point so they can't just be like, well, you're not on there either, so I'm not going to commit anything. You need something that makes them walk out. And Krutox Riders, while only having, like, I think a 6-up save, they're not especially hard to kill because of their toughness and their wounds. You can't throw trash units into it and expect those trash units to be able to kill it every single time without fail. There is an aspect of failure there. So it means that something else which has a slightly higher value has to be committed to it, or this thing just lives, runs at them, shoots them, and then punches them in the face with a bunch of big Krutox fists. Triple Piranha, after the nerfs, still seeing them taken at 60 points. They're still fine. I wish they were 55. Honestly, I wish they were 50, but 60 is fine. The Seeker Missiles and the Fusion Blasters are not something that somebody can fuck around with and not find out. They go for double Riptide. Even after the nerfs, taking Riptides, they're still fine. And this is something that a very, very good Tau player here in New South Wales, Cooper, was talking about in the Team New South Wales Discord, where, and this is just like, I couldn't have put it better myself, and it mirrored a lot of the things that I have been feeling about them, even with their points cost. Tau don't exactly have something which is 2-up armor, 4-up invuln, T9, and then all the other stuff that we can throw on top of them. Like, it's just a real bitch of a thing to try and remove from an objective later in the game when we've been trading with each other. It is such a bitch of a thing to deal with, and it's got a damage 4 gun, which also means you kind of have to respect its sightlines. Now, every Tau player in the world will be like, oh yeah, but every time I pop Devastate, and this is me, by the way, every time I pop my Devastating Wounds, nothing happens, and I shoot at it and whatever. Yes, it's swingy. It's only 6 shots, it's hitting on 3s, it's got no wound rerolls, really. You can have stealth suits, but reroll 1s is not the same as reroll wounds. And yes, Kauyon, you've got access to +1 to wound, which is nice in your Kauyon turn, but Riptides are swingy. It's the same as Ghost Kills, where Ghost Kills are swingy. Riptides are just less so, because getting through a damage 4 shot is different to getting through a damage 3 shot. Then we've got Triple Skyray. Now, a lot of us saw this coming. There are a lot of vehicles and big units in the game that get answered by our Hammerheads and our Skyrays quite effectively. And seeing these styles of lists, like, my brain went to this beforehand. I submitted a list for Gong Hammer, which unfortunately I'm having to drop from. But I submitted my list, or had it built, before these lists came out. And it turns out a lot of us were thinking the same stuff, because anti-tank is becoming very, very big. Now, he's got accelerated burst cannons on one. He's got smart missile systems on the others. Does he have those on his Devilfish? No, he's gone for the twin pulse carbine. So he's just looking at killing small scoring units with those, or like chipping away at them, which is fine. I personally love the accelerated burst cannons. 8 shots, strength 6, AP 1, damage 1 is just really, really efficient for killing units, especially when you're not shooting at vehicles, not splitting fire, and you're going into like a unit of Terminators, Sangard, which, Blood Angels are kind of everywhere at the moment, or you're using your Skyrays to, like, we're seeing a ton of Astra Militarum. Those 8 shots are dangerous to, like, a squad of Catachans or a squad of Cadians or whatever. We're seeing double stealth suits and then a unit of Vespid. So definitely a choice. See how it goes for them. Now, the next thing I wanted to go on, this Kauyon list is likely very similar. Triple Breaches, double Hammerhead, double Carnivores, Pathfinders, triple Skyray, and triple Vespid. Okay, this is not like it. He's gone for the 10-man. And then 2 5-mans. Now, Vespid, if you haven't watched my video on that, go and watch it. It goes through all of the reasons why Vespid are going to be in damn near every list we look at. And I'm saying that without having looked at any of these lists. Like, Vespid are just such good action monkeys, rapid ingress denial, screening, everything else. If you're not using them, get off your ass and get some Vespid. They are amazing. Now, making sure that you guys can see everything I'm looking at. Let's have a look at, because there's a lot of Kauyon. Let's look at our first ret-cadre unit by Davis Fry. So we're seeing Farsight, and this is going to be a common thing. You see ret-cadre over here, Farsight. Cold Star with fusions, Cold Star with missile pods and a cyclic, Enforcer with missile pods and a cyclic, and the Starflare ignition system. Another Enforcer with missile pods and a cyclic, and then Darkstrider. A 2 battlesuit unit of broadsides. These are going to pop up everywhere as well. For 180 points, they are just such excellent, efficient anti-tank that once they start getting closer, can also benefit from the detachment rule. So instead of paying 145 for a Hammerhead with 1 railgun shot, you are paying 180 for 4 railgun shots, 2 Seeker missiles, missile drones, and then potentially getting the AP and the strength increase. You won't often get it, but you can. Then we're looking at double Fire Knife, all with missile pods. If you haven't watched my Fire Knife video, go and watch that for why Fire Knives are incredible. Missile pods are likely going to be the choice, especially because ret-cadre, when you're close enough, shores up a lot of the issues the Fire Knife can have about only having AP1. We got plenty of cover denial, but what it gives them is Strength 8 AP2 missiles, which are juicy. Then we've got Star Size with burst cannons. These guys are great, especially for Arachon protocol with Sustain 2 if you've got any big units, or even Sustain 1 on a 6-man unit or bigger. Like, it's a lot of efficiency for what will be Strength 6 AP2 potentially, oh no, they can't get any additional AP because that's not in there. But AP2 burst cannons, strength 6 AP2 burst cannons. It's a lot. Double Sunforge unit. These guys are incredible for what they do, especially with 3-inch deep strike, allowing them to get immediately into that Melter 2 range. Strength 10 AP5 melters just murders vehicles with full rerolls to wound and damage. Ghost Kill for annoyance. This thing is great early on. Carnivore Squad, Pathfinder Squad, you need to be able to play the mission and guide with the Pathfinders, and then triple stealth suits. Double Vespid, again, play the mission. These guys are great, to quote the Tiger. Now, you'll notice across all of this, we're seeing Kauyon, we're seeing Retaliation Carter, Retaliation Carter, Retaliation Carter, Kauyon, Retaliation Carter. Nobody has gone outside of... Oh, sorry. Tony Barrett. 1 Giga Chad in a sea of meta chasers. Going for Monclar. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Is there any uses for plasma for fire knives? There is. However, it is more of a niche than missile pods. Missile pods will do very well broadly. They do well for, and I cover this in the fire knife video. But when you're overwatching, 20 shots is way better than 9 shots because your commander is likely going to take a cyclic. So that'd be 18 over 9. Double the number of shots with rerolls. The maths just changes to such a ridiculous degree the more shots you've got. Especially with Exemplar the Kauyon giving you sustained hits on those. The plasmas are fine when you've got, like, you know, you're going hunting for vehicles, you're going, like, for Terminators, for Sangard. But then the other problem is, and this is something that a lot of people get in their head, that, like, I want damage 3 guns for 3 wound models. Not actually true. The way to kill Sangard and Terminators is to make them roll 1 billion saves and make them fail stuff. And that's the same for Custodies. If I've only got to make 6 saves, let's assume all of our shots go through from the main unit. Half of them don't matter. I can CP reroll 1 of them and have a 50% chance of getting a 4. Meaning that, like, maybe 2 goes through. And that's assuming that all of them go through. So we've really, really got to acknowledge that the way that we stop 4-up invulns from being relevant is to make them roll more saves than they're comfortable with, knowing that 2 of them going through is a dead model. However, you're rolling so many of them that it's more efficient than what we would be sending with the plasma. There is a place for them, and they can work 100%. They're just not at a place in the meta at the moment where a lot of people are wanting to take that plasma. They're not a wrong choice, but you have to know why you're taking them and make sure that that choice then pays off. All right, so Tony Barrett, fast gun good. Fast gun is good. Commander Shadow Sun, Enforcer with missile pods and a cyclic, Darkstrider, Firesight team. My man going real off meta. Now, a Firesight for 85 points, because he's got Strategic Conqueror on it, is a choice. Now, the Firesight we haven't seen since the start of the edition. Lone Op, chuck it up on, like, top of a 3-story ruin. He can see everything he wants. He can shoot whatever he wants, and they can't get to him. Strategic Conqueror, you pick an objective and everything of yours is +1 OC when they're in range of it. Interesting choice. Maybe not the way I would have gone, but fine. War Shaper, likely to go with some Kroot. Interesting choice again. Double broadsides, weapon support system, twin missile systems, high yield missile pods. So going for a little bit more volume on those boys, but not going quite up to the 3 squad. Star sides with burst cannons, bunch of lethal hits on a shitload of shots. We've got triple ion head hammerheads, which I actually kind of love. The ion heads have been growing on me quite a bit, especially with lethal hits. These guys have the capacity to do an insane amount of damage, and it's all at damage 3. Kroot Carnivore Squad, Kroot Hound Squad. I'm assuming that the War Shaper, the plan here is going to be that the War Shaper activates a lot of Kroot's stuff, the Kroot Hound's abilities, and gives them OC. So you've got them starting within range of the Carnivores and the War Shaper, they get advanced and charge. as long as this squad is within range of the character. They've got OC. It's a tech choice, certainly. Double Pathfinder squad, opting for the ion rifles, because why wouldn't you know? Sorry, triple Pathfinder squad, looking at a lot of infiltrate. Double stealth suits, a tiger shark. My man. Now, for anybody that's like, the rule got changed, you can't shoot on the turn you come in. Yes, that is absolutely true. However, if you rapid ingress it, especially for free with the stealth suits, then you're looking at something where, you know, you're coming in, and as long as you're protected from any of their fire to kill it, and you can do that behind 3-story buildings, this thing then gets to move out and go. Now, the Tiger Shark gets infinitely better if you go second, because on their turn 2, you rapid ingress, then your turn 2, it can come out and shoot. But having said that, it only being visible on turn 3, actually, no, you really want that because he's not kauyon. My brain went back into my Tiger Shark lists. You really want it early for the lethal hits. 1 turn of lethal hits is still fine, and I say this all the time to people. Tau, funnily enough, don't actually need a detachment rule to be good. We have so much shooting that even without special rules, we can do really, really well. And then looking at Double Vespid, because why wouldn't he? Because this is the best mission play and screening in the game, almost bar none. So, yeah. Now, I want to look at Stephen Crawley's list, because kauyon, but with Commander Farsight, and Shadow Sun, and Darkstrider, the only characters we've got are named epic heroes. No breaches. Double broadside. Starsides with flamers. Crew carnivores. Pathfinder team. Riptide battlesuit, double sky ray. Triple stealth suits, and a tiger shark as well. As you can see, the tiger shark is 100% not dead. Sarah doing well, getting my Krieg models painted up ready for next year. It'll be Krieg year next year. Yeah, I saw the reveals. Also, if people aren't aware of this, we actually got a thing from GW that in December, every single army is going to get an additional detachment. I don't know what it's going to be for Tau. Maybe I'll make a speculation video, but really excited to see what we get there. That'll be really, really cool. The Krieg models look amazing. The Eldari models look amazing. The refresh to the Aspect Warriors and the Phoenix Lords, they fucking cooked. They absolutely cooked. Redeemed highlighter message. Chicken Coop. What mini do you think has a more satisfying crunch when eaten, the Enforcer or the Cold Star? Look, honestly, I'm going to say that the Cold Star has a better crunch because it's got more bits. It's got more bits. It's got a high output burst cannon, which means you've got those little spindly joiners. And so, like, the more angles you've got, like, obviously you got more chance of jamming stuff into your tooth. And if you've done a good dental hygiene, you really know it really quick because you'll start bleeding. But there's more on it, which means you can crunch it a little bit better. Thank you for the very serious redeem message. Really appreciate it, Chicken Coop. Yeah, getting a new detachment in December will be amazing. I'm keen to see how this goes. But what we're seeing from all of this, and this is something that I wanted to kind of, it smells like cheddar and regret. Does he even have a Tau now? No, it's just a Tau fish joke. Which, by the way, we have hooves. We are cows. The Imperium named all of our stuff aquatic animals because they're sleek design and how much they look like aquatic predators. But anyway, this aside, Matthew Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That was unnecessary. I don't know why. What we're seeing is kauyon and Retaliation Carter. A little bit of Montcar, but that was one person in a sea. But it really does show what Pariah Nexus has done, and this is going to be another video that I'm going to be doing, where we need to acknowledge that the game has gone to second turn. Like, everything revolves around being good later in the game, because Alpha Strike has been neutered pretty heavily. There are a lot of secondary mission cards that are extremely good the later you go into the game. Perfect example of those is Marked for Death, where you draw that early, your opponent's just going to pick stuff that there is no possible way you can get to. No way in hell can you get to those models. So it's a dead card. It's a CP. You draw that later when your opponent only has a number of models to play the game with, and all of a sudden they have a unit that they have to expose in order to get primary, which then opens you up to being able to kill that unit, because you are likely going to want to do that anyway. So with this getting later in the game, Retaliation Carter wins all the way through because it has a detachment rule all the way through. And just as an aside, GW, I'm just going to eat my mic real quick. Isn't it funny that we've been telling you for ages, get rid of the 3-turn restriction bullshit, and Retaliation Carter is looking really, really good and everybody loves it because I got a detachment rule all the way through the game. And now that we're going into second turn being really good, everyone's going kauyon because nobody wants to lose a turn on Montcar for turn 1. Isn't that funny? Isn't that weird that that's the case? Anyway. Let's look at Commander Pure Tide's list. So Kyle Grundy is there, repping the tower. He's gone for ret-cadre. Farsight. Cold Star. It's really nice of Grundy to take me to a to an event. I really like that he's got a model of me. Cyclic, high up burst cannon, double burst cannon on the Cold Star. 4 fusion blasters on the Cold Star. Another Cold Star with high output, cyclic, and double burst cannon. Enforcers with quad flamer. Wonder what they're going to be doing. Enforcer with 3 plasma rifles and a cyclic. So here you can see that this is the Starflare Ignition guy. Obviously, Pure Tide has a plan for this guy. Enforcer with 4 blasters. So going really heavy on the commanders, and it makes sense. The commander historically and throughout this entire edition has been our best data sheet. They are amazing, being able to bring 4 guns. Look at the hit that we took when they dropped a hard point off of our crisis suits. Like, crisis is still fine, but they're a shadow of what they were previously. And I think that's the thing. If you were going to take plasma rifles, we would want to have a 3rd hard point. But anyway, Strike Team, he's gone over this before. It's cheap. It plays the mission. There's a ton that you can do with these guys. And the -1 hit can be relevant with like melee armies and that sort of stuff. Fire Knives with plasmas. Star Size with all flamers. Star Size with all burst cannon. Star Size with all burst cannon. Interested to see that he hasn't gone for the Fire Knives with the missile pods. He's gone for the plasma rifles. So really interesting. Sunforge. We're anticipating a lot of vehicles in the meta. A lot of vehicles. And Astra Militarum is extremely popular right now. So you want to be able to pop those tank commanders and Lehman Russes and what's the other one? Rogel Dawns. That's the one. Crew Carnivore Squad, sticky, scout move, a lot of cheap bodies, really, really good. Triple stealth battlesuit, double Vespid. This list is terrifying. Terrifying. Wants to get close, wants to do a lot of damage, has some mission play, and is being piloted by the best tower player in the world. Now. Yeah, my love. Oh, did I? Oh. Oh, Pagan just sent us another donation. Oh, my man. Everybody should know Pagan's name by now. He's been one of my biggest supporters for ages. Dude, thank you so much for the donation. That's incredible. Donated 150 Australian dollars. Dude, that is incredible. And that is going to be going towards expanding our tower. For anybody who's interested, one of the next But Why videos is actually going to be in honor of my man Pagan. Doing the fortifications, the tide walls and the drone ports and everything else, because they are not as much of a meme as everybody thinks they are. They're not meta, but they're not a joke because of, spoiler, the rotation changes. But anyway, dude, that is incredible. Thank you so much. Please, everybody, just get something in the chat for Pagan. That's incredible. Let's look at our boys in the World Championship and how they're doing. Now, I will say, if anybody does not want a spoiler for the World Championship, they're watching it for... oh, wait, no, not fit to screen. We want stretch to screen. There we go. If anybody does not want spoilers, this is now no longer the stream for you. Just get on out of here with my eye holes. So, Pagan, Tau Forever, thank you, buddy. Thank you. So, you've had your chance. If you're still here, you have given your consent that I'm going to look at our current placings. So, Kit Smith, let's go Kit. Necrons, oh, boo, Necrons. Necrons, boo. All right, what list is winning this? Hypercrypt, okay, Hypercrypt not dead. Silent King, Hexmark Destroyer, Deathmarks, Flayed Ones, Locust Destroyers, Canoptic Spiders, Doomsday Ark, and Double Monolith. Oh, that sounds horrid. Oh, no, please, get out of me. Bjorn Eriksson, the most Viking name on the planet, going Astra Militarum. My boy Siegs, on AdMech, Alex will be very happy. Going strong on Skitarii Hunter Cohort. We've got a Marshal, we've got a Techno-Archaeologist. Rangers, Vanguard, and it's likely we're going to see all the things that they love taking. The Plasma, the Arc Rifle, and the Arquebus, yep. Vanguard with the exact same. Scorpius Dune Rider, Onager Dune Crawler, Skystalkers, really, really cool. I think the Fletcher Carbines, those aren't the auto hits. I think it's the Sterilizers that have those. Yeah, the Taraxi Sterilizer. So Skystalkers and Sterilizers, 2 units of Infiltrators, and then the Scorpius Disintegrators. I think that Alex was actually messaging me about this list, where I think the Techno-Archaeologist can blank a save every single battle round. He's got 2 of them. So you have like a shitload of essentially las cannon shots coming down range, and you basically can't kill the Disintegrators. Disgusting list. All right, so he got a 81, 84, 81. Oh wait, was this actually the points? 998, I don't think so. But anyway, Siegs, best of luck to you. Go get him. It's a pity you're not on Tau, but AdMech is just so good right now. Astra Militarum, Space Marines Astartes. What was winning that? So we've got Ironstorm, Ultramarines, Lieutenant, Marnius Calgar, Robotron Gilliman going to 285 was just like, you will be seeing this everywhere. He's disgusting. And Marnius is really, really good as well. So Triple Ballistus Dread, Company Heroes, a Gladiator Lancer, Infiltrator Squad, Scout Squad, Triple Vindicator, and then a Calidus Assassin. Okay, all right. Came to play and obviously shows, given that, actually I can see what Sieg's got, 93, 83, 81, 88. Then this Space Marines player, 91, 75, 95, 94. And bear in mind, these are players that, like, these are the best players in the world. These are the best players in the world. Getting these sorts of score lines shows how good their list is doing against it, like other matchups that they're working into. Astra Militarum, Space Marines, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, Vanguard Spearhead, Apothecary, Captain Sicarius, Lieutenant Marnius Calgar, Uriel Ventress, no Girly Man. Okay, and Impulsor, Centurion Devastators. If you guys never played in early 10th, the Centurion Devastators are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The output on these guys is disgusting. Disgusting! Company Heroes. Eradicators, which, by the way, I want you guys to think about 18-inch melters that have full rerolls to hit and wound and damage against vehicles and monsters. So our Sun Forgers, but better. And a 6 squad is 200 points. Just cause. Just nice. Actually, at the teams event just gone, one of my players, Sam, on Chaos Knights, got Overwatched with a big boy by an Eradicator squad and killed it in Overwatch. Just cause. Inceptors, here's that 3-inch deep strike that we were talking about. You've got a 3 squad with Assault Bolters and then a 6 squad with Plasma Exterminators. Infiltrator squad, Scout squad, plenty of mission play, plenty of shooting and damage. Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, I think that this is the one that is Lone Op. But yeah, just a ton of really good play in there. More Crons. Leagues of Votann. All right, I'm going to look at the Leagues of Votann, and then I'm going to look at the Space Wolves. So what is the Votann running? Now, the reason why I'm going through this in a stream about the town meta is that our meta is not defined by us. Our meta is defined by our opponents. The things that we take, and I was saying this early on, is a result of the meta around us and the problems that we have to solve. And that's why kauyon and retaliation card have been doing so good. So I'm going to review these and see like what everybody's looking at, because you can bet that people are going to meta chase off these best players, and we're going to be seeing these lists or variations of these lists pop up everywhere. Broke your Iron Master with Appraising Glare. We've got an Iron Here Champion with no enhancement. Warriors, what's the special weapons they're taking? The Hylas Auto Rifle and the Rotary Cannon. Okay, just looking for output then. Just volume of shots. So 2 Warrior squads. Berserks, a full 10-man. Unit of Jaegers. Jaegers are like the best data sheet they have available. And actually, this came up in my coaching earlier today, where I was talking about some of the things that Votann want to do, and they were suffering before the Jaegers came out, because they had all these scout moves on their transports, on their bikes, had all these scout moves and no way to protect them. So if your opponent had 1 unit of infiltrators, they just stand in front of your units. It's the last unit they'll put down. The Votann are likely going to be done first because they have so few units. And you put your infiltrators down right in front of them and then go, cool, you can't scout. Just stay in your deployment zone because fuck you. And it just like the Jaeger unit was the best thing GW could have done. Like they needed to do that. Anyway, max squads of Hernkim Pioneers. I actually kind of love that because the Magnacoil autocannons, the Hylas rotary cannons, which they've gone for 2 of them, should have. Yeah, 2 Hylas rotary cannons. It's a lot of output on a 180-point unit. They're fast. They uppy downy if they're within 6 of the edge of the board. But ours are faster. That's true. That's true. Double Hecaton Land Fortress, which I love. Going for the SP heavy conversion beamers. Mater autocannon, twin bolt cannons makes sense. And then triple Saggies with the Hylas beam cannons. For anybody who doesn't know, these are casino cannons. It's 2 shots, but if you get a crit hit, you roll D3 extra hits. So there are times where like those 2 shots turn into 8 hits, which is, again, disgusting. So then let's look at the Space Wolves, because this is something where Tau actually got a little bit of a glow up because our natural predator, the Space Wolves, got nerfed pretty heavily. So what is he running? Still running Stormlance and obviously doing well. Lieutenant with combi weapon. Logan Grimnar not on sled. Battle Leader. One of them Hunter's Instincts. Wolf Lord. Opted for Thunder Hammers over the Power Fists. Ints with jump packs. Brutalis Dreadnought. Gladiator Lancer. Gladiator Reaper. Going into not the Wolf Jail stuff, but a very good backed shooting list. Double Scout, double Max Thunderwolf Cavalry. So not the 3 bricks that we've seen. No Wolfen, but going for very, very fast units that can tie up your opponent. The Brutalis Dreadnought, which when it gets on top of something, will just peel a vehicle open. And then Logan and the Lieutenant. Lieutenant's lone up. Logan is there for the Wolfie War. He is there probably just sitting in Strat Reserve. Or inside, if you can go inside the Gladiators. I don't know if you can. But can't join anything else. He is literally either going to sit on the backfield on the home objective and do nothing, or sit in Strat Reserve and then call the Wolfie War. Interesting take on it. Really, really interesting take. And because of Stormlance, you can actually advance and shoot your Gladiator Lancer or your Reaper. And if any of these have Assault, get sustained hits. So that's kind of a cool tech piece choice. I don't mind it. Astra Militarum. Do you see what we're talking about? Astra Militarum, goddamn everywhere. And let's actually have a look at him. This is John Lennon. So, Combined Regiment, Lord Solar, Tempestus Command, Platoon Command, Tank Commander with Grand Strategist. So he's gone for the Demolisher Battle Cannon on his commander. Then we've got Catachan. You'll be seeing these guys everywhere. Australians are just such a great unit because they scout move, which Astra Militarum doesn't really have. And they are just so good for 55 points to trade out for objectives, tie people up, charge in, and do nothing, but they're not moving. Like, there's just so many uses for the Australians. Double Chimera, Hellhound, Hydra, Lemon Exterminator, Tempestus Aquilans, Tempestus Scions. So this has just got, it's a very heavy vehicle-based list with the backing of a lot of infantry that can play the mission for them. Really, really good. Really good. And that's something you'll see across a lot of Astra Militarum players. Blood Angels, Wheaties, Blood Angels, Thousand Suns, Adeptus Sororitas. Really weird seeing Adeptus Sororitas this low. Like, they cop some nerfs, but they're still doing quite well. You can see a couple of draws coming in here, which in singles is extremely unlikely. In, WTC format, because you're doing a 10-10 system, there's usually a lot more draws that will happen, but seeing that is kind of weird. Custodes being this high up, that's kind of cool to see. Talons of the Emperor, they're mid as fuck, but at WCW. So we got Triple Blade Champion, 1 Custodian Guard, a Rhino, Caladius Grav Tank in duplicate. Thank you very much. Edward Bailey, super chatting 2 quid, or is that euros? No, that's quid. I will argue the Australians are the best units. You are absolutely right. Australians are always the best units. And if you can take Australians to something, do it. A Warhammer game, Australians. Your wedding, Australians. Out drinking and you really want to make sure that nothing goes wrong or happens and you're protected, Australians. So anyway, Double Gravitate, thank you for the super chat, dude. Really appreciate it. Wardens. The 4-up Feel No Pain on these guys is just so obnoxious. Like, you have to pop it from range or they're going to get on top of you and they're going to kill you. Prosecutors, Double Witch Seekers, and Inquisitor Draxus. I've actually seen this combo. I've played against an Inquisitor Draxus with the Custodian Guard squad. Is really, really good. So obviously doing well, only having a draw against somebody. So yeah, really, really cool to see that. Likely was the Blood Angels player, which the Blood Angels being able to get a draw into Custodes, that is really well played by the Blood Angels. What? So it's Boya, I think their name would be. Mephiston is mi pasta, not a mi falta. I'm assuming that is Mephiston is my pasta, not my father. But no, father is padre. I don't know what falter is. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, Liberator Assault Group. Captain with Jump Pack, Speed of the Primarch. Captain Jump Pack, Rage Fuel Warrior. I think this is the Smash Captain. Mephiston and the Sanguinor. Intercessors with jump packs. Now, Blood Angels you will start seeing everywhere. This is going to pop up in the meta and you need to know how you're going to deal with them. I may do a video on the different matchups that we've got, but at the very least, if you would like to learn how to play against Blood Angels, head to my website, links in the description, you can get yourself a coaching session. Anyway, after that shameless plug, we've then got 3 units of Assault Intercessors with jump packs. They are so good in Blood Angels, getting the +2 strength and +1 attack on the charge. Double Baal Predator, my man going old school. Infiltrator Squad, Sangard. Double Vindicator for anti-vehicle. This is a scary list. Very, very scary list. Now, I'm not hitting any Tau players, and unfortunately, I think that means that our Tau brethren are having a little bit of a bad start to the tournament. We got Jason McKenzie. This is our first Tau player. 1 loss on 50 points means that he didn't get stomped, which is not bad. Now, Emissaries of the Dawn, this is Retaliation Carter. This is Internal Grenade Racks. My man! I love Internal Grenade Racks. I really, really do. If I can fit it into a list, it is just so cool. And he's gone the Ethereal for the CP gen to be able to pull off that combo. For anybody who's not familiar, you get the Grenades keyword, and whenever you end a normal move over somebody, remember it's not advanced move, it's normal move, you basically roll for grenades. So what you can do is move over them, grenades, shooting phase, grenades, shoot with the unit, then Torch Star Gambit, and that is a normal move, grenades again, meaning you've rolled 18 D6s and on a 4-up they take a mortal wound. On average, 9 mortal wounds. Really, really cool. It is a 2 CP investment, but it is a lot of output if you're not sure that you're going to be able to kill stuff. And because he's put it on the fusions, I'm assuming that this is going to be a, like, deep strike them in, shoot whatever you need, and then Torch Star Gambit over stuff. Enforcer with Starflare with Cyclic and Missile Pods makes sense. Double broadside. A lot of good anti-tank without having to go into the Sunforges. Fire Knife Squad with Missile Pods. Starsides with Flamers. One Sunforge suit. Ghost Keel. Carnivore Squad. Riders. Pathfinders. Double Riptide. Triple Stealth Suit. 1 unit of Vespid. This is a great list. This is a really great list, and it obviously shows. Really obviously shows. And then where we're looking, so Danielle de Gemini. So this is a Kauyon list. Triple Fireblade, Shadow Sun, Triple Breacher, Triple Fish, Double Hammerhead, Double Crook Carnivore, Pathfinder, Triple Skyray, Triple Vespid, one with the 10 Vespid. Obviously doing well. The breaches are just so good for mission play. I don't know if I would want to play a Kauyon list without breaches. Like, why would you leave home without our most fuckable data sheet? I don't know. Can't get in the gladiators, but the impulses, yes. Okay, yeah, that's good. Good clarification. All right, then Blood Angels. Where's our Tau brethren? Where are we? Lewis Smith from England only lost his first round, which was against James Kellig. What are we looking at there? Lost to Eldari. Elf me? No. Elf you. So what are we looking at? Wayleaper, Avatar, Death Jester, Farseer, Fugan, Illignite Spear, Karandras, Double Falcon, Rangers, Shroud Runners, Skyweavers. This is just a best of Eldari data sheets right now. Striking Scorpions, Swooping Hawks, Double War Walker. Yeah, this is just so much mission play and really, really hard to get on top of. They use terrain well, you're fucked. Demons having a decent start with a 3-1. And bear in mind, when we're looking at this stuff, 3-1 at a tournament with the best players in the world, that is not bad. They're doing exceptionally well. Yeah, so F them and don't give them a reach around. Well, no, let's not go getting crazy here. Let's work. Whoa. Frederick Yobert, in its 70th right now. And yeah, so looks like there is a really even spread. Nick Nanavati on the Sisters not having an amazing tournament so far, going down to Jesper and going down to Andy Quas-Cohen. What's Nick running at the moment? The Nasavati variation. So running Bringers, single Canoness, a Sisters squad with Melters and Multi-Melter, double Immolator, triple Castigator, double Exorcist. These have been coming up in the meta everywhere at the moment. Exorcists are really good. Paragon Warsuit squad, Seraphim at a 5-girl, and a Novitiate squad. It's an interesting set of choices. I don't know if it has the mission play, though. It's got a lot of damage. Just not a ton of mission play. But having said that, I haven't played tournaments on the Sisters yet, so I don't know whether, like, you just need to lean heavy into damage and go into the skew. But, yeah. Let's start closing off some of these. I don't like it when my tabs get too big. Yeah, and then we've got Traynor here starting at the 2 and 2. So, yeah, one thing that we can take away from all of this is that there is a bit of a skew at the moment to Astra Militarum. I definitely think that AdMech are so underrated and undervalued right now. They are looking incredible in the current meta. Kron's obviously looking good, Kit with a massive showing. Space Marines looking good for the first time in like so long, not on like a Space Wolves or a Blood Angels or, you know, Dark Angels or whatever. Leagues of Votann having somebody at the 4-0, like let's fucking go. Space Wolves having somebody at 4-0. So right now, what you as Tau players need to be doing is teching for anti-vehicle and 3-inch deep strike. It is everywhere. Hypercrypt is obviously still on the table. You need to be able to kill vehicles. Now, to that end, to reward all of you who have stuck it out this far with the stream, before we close off, I'm going to give you my tournament Kauyon list that I was going to be playing at the at the tournament that I've had to drop from. Slow Battle Scribe. The points won't be accurate because Battle Scribe hasn't updated, but if you plug this into the Warhammer app, it is 100%. 100% correct. Now, Kauyon Pariah. Here we go. All right. Now, what's the best way to do this so the stream can see it? If I go like that. Nah. Let's go. Actually, maybe I do that. do. And then we expand this out. I'm not able to get any closer, but we are going to grab this. And big brain plays. We're going to do this. Actually, I wonder if that makes the other view just even better. Yeah, there we go. All right, so here is my kauyon list for all of you beautiful people. Here we go, and go. So, I am running Darkstrider as my only epic hero. Commander in Cold Star, Commander in Cold Star. Now, I've got missile pods with a cyclic on one, cyclic high output, and burst cannons on the other. I have Exemplar of the Kauyon on the Cold Star that's got the missile pods, because we want that early. Double Breacher team. Guardian Drone, Gun Drone for the Chassees. Crew Carnivore Squad. Pathfinder Squad with Ions and the Recon Drone for the Infiltrate. Triple Stealth Suit Unit. Single Vespid Squad, just in a 5-man. Fire Knife Suits with missile pods. Now, importantly on this, and I brought this up in my Fire Knife video. Crisis Suits at the moment, you want Gun Marker on the Shazvra, and you want Gun Shield on the 2 Chassees. Then I've got a Burst Cannon set of Star Sides, triple Hammerhead, double Rail, 1 Ion. Double Accelerated Burst Cannons. Double Sky Ray with Accelerated Burst Cannons, and double Devilfish with Twin Pulse Carbines. This, in my testing, has been oppressive to almost everything I've gone into. And that feels really, really good. It has so much play. It has so much vehicle killing, but it also has so much like demolishing infantry units. The Star Scythes, as well as the Ion Head, do such heavy lifting alongside the breaches to just murder everything. I didn't get Fireblades in, but I actually stand by it. I think you're fine without it. I don't like not having the redeploy, but if you play correctly, that won't be a problem. So I'll leave that up for a little bit so people can have a look at. Obviously, this will be a VOD straight away. So if you want to go to this mark, we are at, how long have we been going right now? Almost an hour, 55 minutes. We're at the 55-minute mark. If you would like to snapshot this. Now, as a note, all of my Chasseau tier patrons and my Pantheon tier patrons get access to all of my tournament lists whenever they want, the second I write them. I upload them in a thread and they get a bunch of other stuff. So again, thank you to Pagan, my main man who has been a massive supporter of mine for so long. There will be a fortification video coming out just for you soon, bud. And thank you to all of my patrons who make every single video possible. You guys have been incredible while I've been going through a bit of a rough time that I'm now hopefully well on the other side of. But having you guys standing there behind me was just incredible for my mental health and my endurance. So if you would like to join them, get access to our wonderful community in the Discord, the $5 tier or higher YouTube membership, or the Patreon is all you need. Once you're in for life, unless you do something shitty and I have to kick you. But this has been my breakdown of the current meta, my takeaways from it. Obviously, tech for vehicles, tech for deep strike, uppy downies. It is everywhere in the meta at the moment, but there are a lot of list variations that can do really, really well. If you haven't liked the subscribed to the channel and liked the video, then do so now, or don't. No, you freaking dad. Thank you very much for hanging out, everybody. It's been great to see you all. I hope you're looking forward to more streams very, very soon. And we'll see you in the next one, Chassos.